Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to dig into something pretty wild, how a long history of British innovation is helping to power one of the most ambitious projects you can imagine, taking our computational future off the planet and into the stars.
Okay, let's just jump right in, because this whole thing starts with a massive, and I mean massive, challenge. Artificial intelligence is getting unbelievably powerful, but it's also unbelievably thirsty. It runs on a fuel that's getting harder and harder to come by: energy.
And look, we're not talking about a small bump in demand here. The source material says AI's hunger for power is on track for a nearly 100 times explosion in growth. Our electrical grids? Yeah, they were just never built for that. Not even close.
So what that really means is we are hitting a wall, an energy wall, right here on Earth. Think about that for a second. The very infrastructure that powers our modern world is actually becoming the biggest roadblock for the next giant leap in AI.
So if we're running out of runway here on Earth, what do? Well, according to this roadmap, the solution isn't on Earth at all. It's this incredibly audacious plan that tells us to look up, way up.
It's basically a two-step plan, and it is wild. Step one, you take all that power-guzzling AI hardware and you launch it into orbit, where it can just soak up the sun's energy 24/7. Then comes part two, which is where things go full sci-fi movie. We're talking about building factories on the moon. Why? To build more of those orbital computers.
And the end game here, it's huge. The ultimate goal is to help turn humanity into what's called a Type 2 civilization. Now that's a civilization that can harness all the energy from its own star, our sun. The sheer scale of that idea is it's mind-blowing.
You know, a plan this big takes more than just a good idea, right? It needs some serious brain power, serious cash, and just tons of innovation. So the big question is, who's going to build it?
Well, it turns out the answer isn't just one company or one country. The sources point to these key global innovation hubs. You can think of them as these super concentrated pockets of genius and tech development that are already pushing the limits of what we can do.
And one of the absolute key players in this whole thing, one of these critical hubs, is the United Kingdom. It's playing this totally pivotal role, driving the kind of AI discovery that you'd need to even begin to think about a project like this.
Yeah, and this map, it's like looking at the engine room for real. You can see this incredible web of talent and investment all connected across the country. You've got Greater Manchester, you've got Scotland, and of course, that famous Oxford-Cambridge arc.
And these are the exact spots the source material calls out. They aren't just important, they are absolutely essential. They're the accelerators, you know? They're hitting the gas on the AI breakthroughs that make a wild idea like computing in space even conceivable in the first place.
Now, you might be wondering, how did the UK get here? Well, this didn't just happen overnight. It's all built on this deep, remarkable legacy of design and engineering that has, time and time again, completely shaped our world.
I mean, this legacy goes way back. We're talking about the pioneers of personal computing, the folks who first made technology a tool for everyone, not just for some giant lab or corporation.
And it continues right on through to creating those personal devices that just felt right. You know, the ones that were all about the user, making tech feel intuitive and personal. That old design philosophy, it is still what drives so much of the tech we use today. And this way of thinking, it wasn't just for computers and screens. Take the folding bike. I mean, what a brilliant piece of engineering. It totally rethought how we get around our cities.
Or look at this, a super tough, low-cost wheelchair, engineered specifically to handle the most difficult environments on the planet. It's just a perfect example of how great design can and should be for everyone.
Okay, and this is where it all clicks together, which I think is just so cool. You can draw a straight line from the thinking that made a home computer easy to use to the thinking that's now solving these massive AI problems in places like the Oxford-Cambridge arc. It's the same DNA, just on a whole new scale.
So you see the pattern, right? There's this continuous thread running through everything. It doesn't matter if it's a bike, a wheelchair, or now laying the groundwork for AI in space. This ability to create practical, impactful innovations has been a constant force.
And that really just leaves us with one last big question. We've gone from solving everyday problems on our streets to tackling galaxy-sized challenges among the stars. So with that kind of history and that kind of future, what's next? What problem is this incredible engine of innovation going to turn to tomorrow?